Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to discuss all about how to create a weather app using React.js. So let's look at the project. I'm going to enter something and hit enter. I'm able to see please enter the wallet country name. Let's say I'm going to add the France. I'm able to see the results have been appeared inside my application. If I will enter another country name like United Kingdom, you will get different result, different image, temperature, humidity, wind speed, and so on. So let me share with you how you can get it from scratch. I'm going to close that. I'm going to open, just a minute, I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to open my copy project. This is a default simple project, so inside that just have an app text. So I'm going to execute the command npm run dev and look at that, the simple project like app. So the first thing is we need to design the application. So let's do that. So I'm going to create a component like weather app. Okay. And I will create a file like this one on the folder component. Inside that I'm going to create a file like this, and I'm going to use RFC like that, and I need to import that. Just use simple tactic this one, and everything is up here inside of that. So let's move on the weather app component. So inside that I need to use class name weather container. Inside the weather container I will use weather wrapper inside the weather wrapper I will use weather image. Inside that I'm gonna add the image, and I need to add few more things. So let's see. So I'm gonna add the default info. Inside the default info I'm gonna add the name of the day, default day, h2 default day. So I'm going to use the default day is Sunday. This is a static data, but I will manage it on later to get the data from API and display the data. By the way, these are days and time, so I will manage it dynamically using JavaScript. So I just designed that static data right now. Then I'm going to use span tag, and the span tag I will use Sunday 4. And I'm gonna assign the class name is default date. Okay, then I need to also display the image. Default date. Okay, icons, and I'm gonna use what image .c. I'm gonna get the image .c assets. So weather, right? So I'm gonna save that, and this is the large size of image, but I need to get the just a minute I will get the image from there, and I'm gonna paste on. Save the file. Okay, cool. The image has been appeared. The next thing I'm gonna do on there, after the icons, inside the icons I will also display the h2. In the h2 I will display the some temperature. So I'm gonna use 24, and I will get this one from there, and I'm gonna add it. Right, and also I'm gonna add the cloud 3, cloud text, and inside the cloud text I will use some descriptions like our cost cloud. Okay, and I think it should be displayed perfect on the left side. Yeah, so this is our left side content. So we're gonna work on the right side content, and we're gonna display some other stuff. So this is a weather app section, so this will be outside of there. I will use the weather content, and inside that I'm gonna use the first thing is input field. Type will be text. I'm gonna use text, and outside of the input field, what happened on the type is text, and I'm gonna add a placeholder, search location. Outside of that I'm gonna use button tag, and I'm gonna get search. Also send the class button search, and by the way I will add them inside the font tag. We'll leave the action, and I'm gonna paste on them, right? So this is there, and form. After the form I will use the info. Inside the info I will use content, and I'm gonna add the class name is p title, and I'm gonna add the name span tag, class name value. So let's say I'm gonna add the name is friends. This is the static data. I will manage it on later. So this is our first one. I'm gonna get that second time, and the second time I need to use temp, and I will add the temp like 25, and I get that content like this one, and I'm gonna paste on them the temp 20c, and get it, and I'm gonna add it the humidity, and that will be, I'm gonna use percentage sign in there, and last thing I'm gonna add it will be wind speed, and I'm gonna add it the 47 km/h. This is the static data. I will get the data from API and display the data inside the API inside my application. So this is my complete content. This is the static content. Before moving on the API, we need to work on the design section. So let's do that. To design the complete option, a display flag, justify center, align item center. I'm going to use font family will be just sensitive, height should be 100 VH. Let's select the weather container. I think this should be weather container. Let me check that. The single eye. Okay. So inside that I'm going to use width will be 900 pixel. Background color I will use #232931. Color should be border radius 25 pixel, and also I'm going to add a box shadow will be 515 pixel RGB, and that should be 0.35 pixel, 35%. The next thing I need to select the weather. Let me get that name from there, like this one. So inside that I have two sections. The first one is the image section, the next one is content section. So I'm going to use the property display grid, and divide the column by using 3 for the first one and 4 for the next one. Also I need to use grid cap will be 1. So I'm going to set the file. Let's look output at that grid. Border radius I need to add it, should be displayed perfect on there. Yeah, great. Let's move on the image. Weather image, I think this is perfect now. Yeah. So the first one is I'm going to use border 25 pixel, and I'm going to use background image URL. The image is coming from my assets bg image. Background position will be center. Repeat, not repeat. Background size color, and also I'm going to use transform scale 1.05, and also I will use the 3D effect like perspective 300 pixel. So I'm going to save the file and look at that. Okay, I don't know what happened on the to divide the columns. So let me check that. So this is the weather app. Okay, all of the content is appear inside there, but I need to get that and paste outside of there. So I think it should be displayed. No. Weather app. Just a minute. Just a minute, guys. I don't know what happened on there, but I will check it. And okay, I will manage it on CSS, then I will fix it what happened on there. Okay, on the first one, okay, here is a mistake, guys. I need to remove it, and it should be displayed left side and right side content. Great. So let's move on. So I will use the overlay inside my image. So I need to select the weather ing before, and use content should be known, position will be absolute, and also we need to use position relative inside that. And the width should be 100%, height also 100%, and also I'm going to use background linear gradient. So 135 deg hash 5c b 5c 6b c0, and that should be 10%, and hash 0d47l1 should be 100%, and also I'm going to use opacity 0.5, znx -1, and last thing I'm going to add it to radius 25%. I'm going to save the file. Look at that. Let's move on. So select the info, default info. I'm going to use padding 1.5m. Text should be center. So let's save it. Yeah, great. Default info have an image, so I'm going to use width should be 80%, and I'm going to use object feedback cover margin 0 and auto to display the content in the center like image. Default info have h2, font size I'm going to use 3 point, and also I'm going to use that default info have h3, font size I'm going to use 1.3 point, text transform uppercase, and finally I need to select the weather temp, and font size will be 4, font width 800. So let me check that. Yeah, it's great, guys. So this is our complete left side content. So let's move on the content section, and the content section have a weather hyphen content. So I'm gonna add the padding to make a space. The next one is weather content have a font tag. I'm gonna add the margin 1.5 m0, and also I'm gonna add the position is relative. Reason for using position relative, I will add the button inside the info field. So I need to add the position is relative. But before moving on the button, I need to manage the input field. So the input should be with 100%, outline none, border also So I'm gonna add the border 1 pixel solid, and the border color should be 37474 F, and border radius 5 pixel, padding 0.7 ym and 1 ym left and right, font size, font family is in high, and yeah, I will use font size 1 ym as well. Background I will use transparent. So I'm gonna save the file. Okay, it doesn't work. Let me check. Okay, I'm gonna add minus, and that should be underscore, and save the file. Look at that. Let me add the pattern tag inside the input field. So let me get that, and I'm gonna select the button tag. I need to use position should be absolute, and top it will move 0, right it's 0, and also I'll use border top, right radius will be 5 pixel. I'm gonna get the similar copy and just change it to right, padding 0.85 ym and 0.7 ram. Also we need to use font families and highlight. Font size should be 0.8 ram, and outline none, cursor should be pointer, background color hash, I like this one, and border also none. So let me check the pattern. Get color should be white. So I'm gonna save the file, and look at that. So let's move on the last section, like day and fall. So I'm gonna display flex direction should be column, justify gonna space between, and I'm gonna use padding 0.4 ym 0. Then also select the day and fall, have a content. The content should be display flex, justify gonna space between, align item, not align item. I'm gonna use margin top and bottom 1 ym left and right 0. And let me add few things. Then for content, have a title, and I'm gonna add the title will be font weight 600. The last thing I'm gonna add it list, not the important thing this. So let me save the file. Look at that, guys. So our application is almost ready, but we need to add the logics and React.js to manage our complete application. Okay, and also I'm going to check this one in a minute. I will check the UL tag or not. Okay, I will manage it online. So let's move on the first section, the display the dynamic days and date. So I have a days file, inside that I have a days. So I need to get the days, and I need to add the days inside my header. So let me get the days from where is the days? Just a minute, I'm gonna move it inside the source so I can easily access them. Like this. Okay, let me call it by console like this. Let's check it now inside the console. What happened when you are receiving the days, right? So let's move on. So I need to get the days from them. So let me do this. So I'm going to add the const display day new date function, and I'm gonna const day name. I'm gonna get the day name from days, like this one. Inside the days, I need to select that day.get day. That's it. Let's display the date. So I need to get the month, so I'm going to use stay.toLocal string is default, and I need to get only on the month as a long. Okay, let date, I need to get the date from get date and date, and last thing I need to get it day from year, date full year. Okay, so I have received the day, month and date inside the variables. So let me check that one by one. I'm gonna get it month, date and also year. So I'm gonna save the file, and yeah, as you can see, day, okay, as the days, this is appear inside there. So I'm gonna leave it, and yeah, as the days, right? So I need to display these details inside there, inside this one section. So where it is, here inside the header. So I need to collapse it and open that. The first one is I need to display the days, so use day name, and default days I need to display the little template. The first one is date, comma, month, comma, and I need to display the year. Save the file. Look at that, right? But I need to remove the comma from there. I don't need to display that, right? So this is a very important part of the video. So I need to get the details from API, and we need to display the details inside my application. So let's do that. So I'm gonna open the application, Openweather. So you need to create an account, and you will get the API, and here's my different API keys, right? So you need to get the API key, and you need to paste it inside your file like that. So I have an API key. The next thing you need to do, you need to go to APIs guide, and I'm going to show you from APIs. So in the APIs I need to get the current weather data. So I'm going to open the API and move to down. Let me share with you the few things that is very important to understand that. So where is my, so this is zip code. I need to get the query based like this one. So the URL, query, and the API key. So you need to get the URL, and like this one I'm gonna paste on there. So inside the API key you need to paste your API key like this one, and inside the London you need to enter the value which you will get from the input field, right? So I'm gonna get my API key, and where is here. So yeah, before working on it I will reduce the code. So I will reduce the code. I will cut it weather left content. I will create that component. Inside there will be weather left content.jsx. I'm gonna paste just an RFC and I'm gonna paste the content on there, right? And also I need to import it, get it, right? So we need to also get these file and I'm gonna paste on there, and yeah, everything is perfect, I think. Let me check it. Days is not defined, yeah, so I need to get the days from there, and also I need to paste on there. So this is my separate component, so I need to leave this one right now. So I need to work on the API. So the first thing, you need to get the API key, and you need to create a variable, and you need to paste API key, and this is your API. The next one is the API URL, right? So here is the URL, so you need to get the URL. I will also leave this one. I don't need that on this time. So step number 1, I'm gonna create a state const. First one is country, and I'm gonna set country, and you call it useState, passing the object. The next one is input element set input. Also I'm going to use useState, nothing. Create a function, async function, write any name as you want. I'm going to use weather write the try catch, and just use console.log. So inside the try, you need to create a variable const data, and let me call a wait fetch function. Inside fetch function, I'm gonna pass the value will be a little template and the complete URL that will help us to display the weather details. So inside the API key, I'm gonna replace this one variable, and I'm gonna leave the London as well. API key, right? The next one, you need to create another variable result, and you need to convert it wait data.json. The next thing, you need to display these details inside the variables like country. So I'm going to call it set country and passing the result variable on there. So let me check it's working or not. So outside of the function, I'm going to call the country. So let me check it's working or not. And yeah, I'm getting the result, but I think okay, I need to call the function, then it should be displayed. So I'm gonna call it outside of there. As you can see, multiple times I'm getting a result, but right now I need to hide it. So I need to call the function when user will enter something inside the input field and press search button or hit enter, then I need to call the function, right? So let me show you how you're going to do that. So I'm going to create a function and a form. I'm going to pass in e dot print the file, and I'm going to also use a simple condition as input element that trim to remove the space. No, I don't need to. And not equal to empty. Then I'm gonna call the function, right? And where is my input field? Like there. So in the input field you need to add the, where it is here. So you need to use the onChange event E, and you need to pass the value inside the input field. Which value? The value will be coming from your input field. The value will be stored inside the input element. So I'm going to use the value, right? So let me add set input. The value will be coming from input element, right? So I'm going to call the function when user will submit that. So I'm going to use onSubmit and passing that. So I'm receiving the value from input field and store the value inside the input field, like set input in a minute on there. And also, in just a minute. And also I need to hide that when user will in a minute. Hide it by adding it. So let me check it, it's working or not. So I'm gonna refresh my page and I'm gonna use friends. Okay, I can't see anything else. I don't know why, but not equal to empty. Okay, the problem is I also assign the value is input element. So let me yes. Also I need to call the console.log, and I'm gonna call the input element and also country, what you'll get inside there. Write something. So this is my input value and this is an empty object, but when I will press the name that are merged with our API, then I'm getting the result. Here's my input name and here is a complete details, like name is London, default is the London because in the API like there have a London. So I need to change it. I need to assign the value which is coming from my input element. So I need to use input element. So this one is that value I need to assign on them. Whatever the value I will enter inside the input field, the value will store inside the set input, right? The set input is stored inside the input. So I'm gonna calling it on there. So let me check it what happened. Let me write friends and you will get the friends. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, I'm getting the same result. I don't know why. So let me check it what. Just a minute. The query input element and PA key and result, set country result. Yeah, everything is great on there. Then on submit. Let me try one more time. Francis Euro. Yeah guys, I'm getting accurate result from the API. I entered France and I'm getting the result France from the API right now, as you can see. Let me enter United Kingdom, and here's my input text value, and no, this is it doesn't change the value right now. Let me try it one more time. Kingdom, enter the, I will manage it in a minute. I just show you United Kingdom, and there we go, guys. As you can see, I'm getting the result from it. So I need to display these details inside the name, temperature, humidity, wind speed, and so on. The complete details is stored inside there. So let me show you. This is a name, so this name, and inside the main have a humidity, temp, and also wind speed. So let me show you how you can use that to display it inside your application. So let me display the country, country name, right? So the first step, you need to pass the country inside the props. As a props, and country, and I'm gonna pass on because this file is exist right on there. The next thing you need to get it is weather handle country in a minute. Just like that. So inside that I have all the content that is coming from API. So we need to add it one by one, right? So where is it? So this is a guy, by the way, left side content. So I need to display the temperature and description on there, right? So let me add that. So I will add it by using conditional branding. Reason for using conditional branding, because sometime I can't get the main. If this main is exist, then I need to get the results. So let me show you how you can do that. I need to display the image and temperature and also this one. So let me show you how you can do that. So inside the icons, I need to use curly brackets, and I'm going to use handle country dot main is exist. Then I need to add the image, right? So I'm going to get this one image, and I will show you how you can get the dynamic image. So after the when this one I need to remove it, and also I'm going to remove this one. I will use a little template and paste on there, right? Just curly brackets, right? After the slash, you need to target your handle country. Inside the handle country have a weather. Inside the weather have index number 0, have icon. If this main exists, then I need to display the dynamic image. Otherwise I need to display only on the this one image, means static image. So I think the main doesn't exist. Yeah, handle country man. Handle into weather. So let me check that because it is problem. So save the file. Yeah, so let me try it. So this is my static image, right? So let me enter the France. I can't get the details. Okay, let me write France in the small, and I think I will get the image on there. Nope, I think something will be wrong. So in the main, not main, with the index number 0 and icon. Okay, I need to add few things inside there. So the icon, after the icon I need to add forex.png. So like this one. So I think it should be display. Let me try it one more time. France. Yeah guys, the image has been changed. That is coming from my API. So I'm gonna use same thing by adding this one. Let me cut it, and I'm gonna use handle country dot man is exist. So I need to display the dynamic data, right? So I also use math dot round function because I will add the accurate temperature. So I need to manage it by using math.round function. Handle country, inside that have a main.temp, and also I need to use negative by 275 point concatenation sign, and by the way I will manage it, otherwise I need to display my static data, right? So after this one I need to get concatenation sign and this one, this temperature. So and weather temp. Okay, weather. Guys, I need to add the class name. H2, and H2 should be close. And I will use $25, like this one. So let me try it. I'm gonna add the France, hit enter. As you can see, I'm gonna add United Kingdom. Right now, as you can see, let me add another country name like Paris. Look at that, our contents have been changed. So let me change the names. So I will use same thing by doing that. So I'll leave this one, and also I need to change this one or description. So let me add it by conditional binding. So I'm gonna add it handle country dot man is exist. Then I need to get it handle country dot weather, and the index number 0. I need to get description. Otherwise I need to display the static data forecast clouds. So let me save it, and as you can see, so let me try it one more time. I'm gonna add Paris, as you can see, United Kingdom. Okay, everything is great on there. So let me change the names. So where is the names? This is search and this is the name, by the way. So by changing the name, I don't need to use that conditional rendering because this name is exist inside the complete application. So let me show you like that. I don't need to enter inside there, it is appear outside of there. So I just call the country.name to get the name, right? So I need to use, and there will be, this is a by the way weather app. Inside there have all of the functionalities, so I don't need to pass anything else. But you can create another component and separate it. You can do this. So I'm gonna pass it country.name, so it should be display the name. As you can see that you have entered inside the input field. So let me add another name, friends, look at that. And same thing I'm gonna use on there as well. So let me use the same thing that I've used on earlier by adding it conditional rendering. So I'm gonna cut it, use curly brackets. So I'm gonna use country.name is exist. So I'm gonna call it med.round country.man.temp and negative by 275.15 concatenation like 0C, otherwise display nothing, right? But otherwise I will display this one, static data. And same thing I'm gonna do on the humidity, and let me get it, and I'm gonna paste on there and just change the country name, countryman, and I don't need to use the med.round, just call country, and also remove this one as well, countryman, and that will be humidity. Yeah, and I will also add the percentage sign on there. And if this will be doesn't exist, so I'm gonna add the random static data like this one, right? The last thing I'm gonna add it the wind speed. So I'm gonna get it, copy, and I'm gonna paste on there. And inside there I need to change the wind, get it down to wind have a speed. So there is cam h, otherwise I need to display the null. Right now I'm gonna use the null on there. So let me try to add this one. Okay, I can't see the name right now. Okay, I will manage it. Friends, right now as you can see I'm getting the result from API, and the results appear inside the application. The name of the country, temperature, humidity, and wind speed, right? And also you can use the null if you want to use that. Like the default is you can't see anything else, just assign the null, and let me try it null. Okay, but I will use this one. Let me try it. As you can see, so let me add it, United Kingdom. Look at that. So this is our complete application. The last thing I'm gonna add it is error handling, right? So very simple way to use the error managing by adding the errors. So I'm gonna use const is error, set error, useState. I'm gonna use the passing of default values nothing. Then I will create a use effect function curly brackets and dependency array. In the dependency array, I need to call the function like this one. When this function will change, means execute, then use effect will re-render. So inside that, I need to target if the country.code that is coming from the API, if you will enter something wrong like this one. So this is a code right now, 404, that is coming from the API. So you need to target it equal to 404. If this code is exist, then I'm gonna call the set error and assign the values true. By default, I assign the values false, right? The next thing, you need to execute the error where you want to display the error, right? So I'm gonna add the error inside there. So just use, let me is error is exist, then I'm going to do, and let me please enter valid country now. Let me try it, something, as you can see, please enter valid country now. Let me add the current country name, but the error is still available inside my application. So let me use the cleanup function to remove the error from there. Let me add it outside of there. I'm gonna use return and just call set error will be false. Let me try it. Let's refresh the page. Something great. Let's add, as you can see, the error have been gone from our application. So this is a complete application. So the last and final thing I also mentioned, the input field will use color should be white. So I'm gonna save the file. Alright, something great, guys. So this is a complete application. So I use simple API to get the data from API and display the data inside my application. So I hope you are understood as well all about it. So thank you very much for watching. Have a nice